Right, good morning all, good morning, welcome back. Part 4 now of this here bench build thing. Well, it's not, it's part 4 moving in, it's the second one of these. Now I'm hoping not to roll this on too long. I want to get this today with all of the strength added to it, of which at this point it has none whatsoever, and the tops both on, perhaps the capping piece on the front and all sorts. Now I've got to say first of all, thank you for your amazing advice to all of you. The two shining pieces of advice that stood out from everything else was that it's not strong enough because I didn't put the cross spans on top of the uprights, which I should have done, to then bear the load. I had to put them on the side of the uprights because they weren't long enough. These pieces of wood that I bought, 25 lengths of pre-cut pine timber, they came pre-cut at 2,400 millimeters, 2.4 meters long. That's it, that's the length they were. So I bought them like that. Then I got here and I measured the gap between the piers in the wall, and they're 2.6, so I couldn't get them in. They sit nicely between the piers and rattle about a bit, but they don't go wide enough to sit on top of the uprights, and the uprights have to be screwed to the building frame. So today I've got to widen the uprights. I've got to put another piece on the side, basically clad them and thicken them up to then give a ledge for another secondary cross span. So I'm going to run loads of extra wood today on that, just going to densify it. What kind of word is that? It really means nothing, does it? I'm going to thicken it all up. I've got 13 pieces of the wood left and I started with 25. So I haven't even used half of it yet. So I'm going to put basically 2 bits where there's 1 bit all over it, and I'm going to do it so that everything's load bearing, and take all of your advice on that. A few others of you have said also that the rails along the bottom, that I should put them in a bit more so I don't kick them and trip over them every time I approach the bench. Absolutely right. A bit like the kick panel on your kitchen. That has to be correct underneath. Probably about 2 inches is all it needs. But what I want to do in the future, I want to put doors on these. I want to put 4 or 5 doors on them so I can actually use them as proper stowaway cupboards. Don't need to do that now. That is advanced carpentry as far as I'm concerned. I may take up 1 or 2 of the kind offers I've had from you wonderful carpenters out there to come and do that with me long time in the future. But for now, I just want to leave that as it is. That kick panel along the bottom needs to stay there because I'm going to put doors on them and shelves inside them. Obviously there's massive potential for storage there and I don't want to lose that. And all I'll do is I'll bring the top out a little bit. So the top of the bench will come out about 2 inches. I'll put a piece on the front, bring the top of the wood out, and then space it in the back with another piece of pine. There's so much wood, and the great thing I love about this carpentry business is that it's so flexible. You can do all kinds of things, cut little pieces in and screw them down. It's fantastic. Anyway, I know I've done loads wrong, so thank you for putting me right on all of it. Today I'm going to strengthen that up so I can land a jumbo jet on it, and then put the tops on, hopefully by the end of the day. So wish me luck, eyes down, let's get stuck in. Okay, I just want to show you this while I'm at it. I'm going to cut the 8 uprights for the back now. I'm going to put an upright in the corners underneath that piece that I've put in so that that back piece has now got a direct load bearing upright straight to the concrete on the floor, and the same will these have in the front. But I just want to show you this. This is really interesting to show you how screwed up this old building is and how squiffy it is. This measurement in the back, you would think 8 uprights, cut 8 uprights the same. Don't do that. The first one there is 34 and 3/16. The next one's 34 and 3/8. 34 and 5/8, 34 and 3/4, 34 and 3/4 again, it's a flat bit there, 34 and 7/8, and when I get into this corner, 35 and 1/8. So I think that floor's kind of like a ski slope and it just drops away in the corner. It's just the way it is. This building is 90 years old and everything sinks, and this floor's probably been reconcreted and rescreeded 50 times over the years. But there it is. That's why every single one of them uprights has got to be a specifically different length so that they push nicely up underneath that span and give it a nice strength load bearing and don't jiggle about and do absolutely nothing at all. Anyway, that's what takes the time. Right, there we go. Ready for Olga Corbett or ready to land a jumbo jet on, whatever you prefer. I am really happy with that. That took another 9 hours today. I wanted to finish it today. I wanted to slap the tops on, screw them down and go, ta-da, I did it. But it ain't gonna happen because there's so much more to do. I just calculated what's left so far to get the tops how I want them. It is another 7-8 hours. So I'm gonna do that in the next video, but in the next video, I will sign this bench off, done. So I'm sorry it's dragging on a bit, but I want this bench to be here in 1,000 years time. I seriously do. I went, this is the sort of bench that I wanted. Something that's gonna be so strong and so solid, I never worry about it in the future. I am gonna put some steel on it as well. I've got some 3/4 inch hardwood plywood for now, and that will go on the top, get screwed down. I'm gonna put a front cap on it, a rear stand-up cap on it, so it's actually lifted off a little bit, and therefore I'm not going to hit my toes on the tow bar down there because it will be further under. So I hope that made sense now. Also, what all of you guys said about the uprights, yes, thank you so much for that. I put 16 of them there for you, so I hope that approves. I really do. There's 16 in all. They're screwed to everything else, and they're even bolted to the floor. So that is proper beef, inverted commas, and I'm really happy with it. So in the next one, come and join us and I will put the tops on, put some fancy edging around, and I'll make a really nice job of it. I'm going to probably not paint that because it just seems to be a waste of paint, because I may put doors on it in the future, and if I do that, then I have some seriously awesome cupboards as well. And again, whether I put shelves in there, I'll put them in there if I need them in the future. That's all for another time, but for now I've got very little wood left. I've got my 2 tops, I've got 2 2/3 pieces, loads of noggins and bits and pieces. So in the next video, I'm going to make a really nice finale to this and hopefully sign it off with the approval at least one of the carpenters out there that thinks it's kind of okay. That's good enough for me. It's not something I've done before. I do metal, I don't do wood, but this has been enormous, enormous fun. It truly has. So there we are. Thanks for all your amazing support. Join us in the next one. We'll sign this thing off, get it done. We can move on and start getting some of the equipment out and hopefully start getting back to normal. There we are. So that's it. Take it easy, ride safe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.